Hey lovelies, welcome back to Nora G's Nook, where budget meets beauty. If you love Dollar Tree DIYs, budget-friendly home decor, or just transforming simple items into show-stopping pieces, you're going to love today's video. My name is Nora G, and welcome to my Nook. Today, we're making not one, not two, but three stunning home decor pieces using these colorful Dollar Tree diamond braid ropes. We're talking Dollar Tree DIYs that will instantly elevate your space. They're affordable, beginner-friendly, and seriously aesthetic. So grab your hot glue gun and let's create something beautiful on the budget. Let's go. For our first Dollar Tree rope DIY, I'm kicking things off with this bold, vibrant piece made entirely from Dollar Tree's diamond braid rope. Yes, those $1.50 ropes you've probably walked past a dozen times. Well, I'm about to show you how to turn them into something show-stopping. So I started by cutting out a couple of ropes at 10 inches length using my measurement tape, as you can see. So I actually got these ropes in turquoise, yellow, and red. They're super sturdy, easy to shape, and they come with the winder included, so no tangling. For our first project, you will only need these ropes, hot glue gun, scissors, parchment paper, and flat surface to work on. And that's it. So no sewing, no fancy tools, just your hands and a little bit of creative magic. Alright, so after cutting the ropes, I used my lighter to burn the edges to avoid any ruffles or flaking. So once I was done with that, we're going to move on to our next step. I cut out a total of about 15 of these, but for this project I'll end up using only 11 of them, as you would see. Just make sure to burn the ends very well, or you could use your hot glue to seal them if you wish. So this video is actually backed by popular demand after my last video using some of these ropes to create some Dollar Tree wall decor. So I decided to do a part 2, but technically in a different light. Okay, so here we are. Well, now that our ropes are all prepped, the next thing would be for you to coil each rope using hot glue and then onto a parchment paper or a silicone mat. So I actually started this first part without any hot glue, but you could choose to do so. It just becomes a little bit more messy. So I thought to start it off like this, and then I will go ahead to put in a blob, or is it a blip or blob of hot glue on my parchment paper, and then we'll go ahead and lay that on top of it. Now from this point on, you will just use your hot glue and work your way around, coiling the rope until it's complete. Just watch as I do this. Alright, so I will go ahead and make a couple of more of these small spirals. This very much looks like a coaster, but just way smaller. And that is because we will be using this as part of our overall DIY. So we're just making the different parts, which I will go ahead to show you how to put them together. So just watch as I do this. Alright, so that's it for how this part is supposed to look like. So I'll go ahead and pick that up from my parchment paper. Don't worry about the reverse side looking like that. We're gonna, paint over it eventually. For now, just make sure it's sturdy and make sure you're wrapping or coiling the rope firmly when you're doing this. I'll go ahead and make a couple more of this. And as you can see, we have all of that prepped, and then we can move on to our next stage. Alright, so for this level, I will use another color rope just for the fun of it. Only because I'm eventually going to paint over all of this, but I still wanted to maintain some kind of, color coordination or something. But first, I will go ahead and make the main base. And this time around, I'm doing the same thing, but just firmly. So start by curling your rope tightly into a circle like we did before. And this will be the centerpiece of our mat. All right, so we'll go ahead and make that a very small, what was that again? Spiral. And once that was set, I went ahead and continued building on that using our turquoise color this time around. Not that it matters if your Dollar Tree doesn't have all 3 colors and you plan on spraying or painting it, it will not matter which colors you use first, okay? So this is just personal preference. Okay, so a little tip here, you definitely will have to add hot glue every couple of inches as you go, or just throw out like you can see me do to keep it secure and tight. And if your rope starts to fray, just snip and seal. Next, we're going to start attaching our spirals. So throughout this video, I'm going to play around with the colors from red to turquoise to yellow and so on. That is just personal preference. Now for the outer edge, this is where the design starts giving that custom feel. I created smaller spirals as you had seen and then started gluing them around the main base like petals. So you can actually freestyle your own shapes. You could do half moons, waves, anything that feels you. This is just personal preference, okay? So I'll recommend you actually lay this out around your main base to make sure that you have enough of this or that they fit perfectly before you start gluing them down, like I just did. Lastly, I added wavy sections along the edges using the yellow rope. This gave it that gorgeous scalloped finish. I used my hot glue to do this. And once again, the color here is just personal preference, and you could use whichever color you want or keep it all the same. For me, it didn't matter because I was just showing you how you could maybe color block, or you could actually spray paint or paint over it, and that's just as good. I'll go ahead and make a couple of this around our mat just to give it that fine finish. Just watch as I do this. So at this point, it is up to you how large you want your mat to look like. This could also play out as a wall decor if you please. But for this DIY, for the purpose of this DIY or project, we will be making this as a table mat. Alright, I'll go ahead and seal the end and then glue that down as well. Alrighty, our mat is coming along beautifully. What do you think? I love the colors. Very vibrant, very happy, very summer-like. Okay, all right, so next, like I said, not to worry about the hot glue on the back, on the reverse side of this, because we're going to spray over it. But before we spray over this, I recommend you using Mod Podge. You could use the regular clear or the white one that dries clear, but I'm using the Mod Podge spray sealer over this for a firmer hold prior to spray painting over it. I decided to go with black to match my home's aesthetic. I could also do gold, but I think I've done enough gold on the channel. Not enough, but there's still gonna be some gold DIYs, guys. So yes, I just decided to go with black this time around, and then went ahead again and sealed this with Mod Podge. And this is our final look. What do you think? It looks like something straight out of a home decor store, but for under $5. So which would you prefer, the vibrant color one or the black one? I love that this can be used as a placemat, centerpiece mat on my dining table or under a plant pot. It is durable, eye-catching, and adds such a fun pop of color if you choose to not paint it. Well, if you want a more minimal look, you could just spray paint it white or black like I did for a sleek modern version. Perfect for a neutral or monochrome decor style. Alright friends, DIY number 2 is about to steal the show. If you thought the first one was impressive, wait until you see this colorful beauty come to life. Yes, we're still using only Dollar Tree diamond braid rope. So if you're looking for budget-friendly DIY home decor ideas, this one's for you. So for this one, I wanted to do something that felt both artsy and functional. A statement piece that could sit on your dining table or entryway and still scream designer vibes, and for just a few bucks. You could use cardboard or foam board for this. I chose to use cardstock paper from the Dollar Tree for this one, just because I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. And I also, of course, use my measurement tape to make sure that everything is balanced, even though it's not going to matter as you progress with this DIY. Once again, make it yours and just freestyle. Well, are you still watching? If this inspired you even just a little bit, I'm talking DIY number 1 and the rest of the DIYs you're yet to see, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Comment your favorite of all 3 of the DIYs, and don't forget to subscribe for more budget-friendly DIY home decor ideas. For today, the word of the day is diamond braid ropes. So if you can please comment that down below in the comment section and show your girls some love, I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so now back to our Dollar Tree rope DIY number 2. I started with the yellow rope as the centerpiece. I had used my measuring tape to find the center spot and started gluing from the center, working my way outward, as you can see. I recommend making markings on your, your design. Like you can see, I had used the pen to actually, sketch out my frame for guidance. I then used the red rope to layer in those gorgeous loops using my hot glue. Color choice here is all personal preference, and it's not going to matter if you choose to paint it. Guys, this technique is so therapeutic. I am basically looping and gluing like I'm braiding a rock for royalty. It is giving boho chic on a dime at this point. Especially if you were using macrame to do this, or maybe some jute rope or something. Well, if you can't get those, you can actually use Dollar Tree diamond braid ropes for this, like we're currently doing in this video. So because the hot glue is pretty hot, you want to take your time here and make sure that you're not burning yourself, obviously. Just be patient and work your way on. Just watch as I do this. So if you're into modern African-inspired decor, or you just want to spice things up with texture and color, this project is your jam. It's giving heritage meets modern minimalism. And here's a tip. Always work from the center outwards for a balanced look. The loops give it a lacy, ornamental feel without using any lace. Just rope and hot glue magic. In our case, we're using cardboard or cardstock paper. But lace would not be a bad idea for this as well, if you wish. Once again, it is DIY and you do you. You make it yours and have fun with it. Okay? There is no rule book for this. I keep saying this. One more thing to note here is that although I chose to use a cardstock paper underneath this particular DIY, unlike our first DIY where I just directly had the ropes glued down on a parchment paper basically by itself, I would recommend that you could actually try this out same way without any support underneath besides hot glue, and it will look just as good. I understand the loops may make it feel a little bit wobbly without any support, but these diamond braid ropes are pretty sturdy and they bend very easily as well. So I do think that this will also look pretty good with all the holes in between the loops, without any, cardstock covering those areas, if you know what I mean. All right, I hope you get my drift. Well, I will go ahead and complete our frame. Do not worry about the excess cardstock paper you see. I'm going to cut those off once we're done with our ropes on our mat. Just watch as I complete this. So there is our finishing touches. Once I had that all completed, I went ahead to cut off the excess cardstock paper on the side using my scissors. I strongly recommend to not cut off the excess paper before you glue down your ropes, just in case you just want to have a little bit of wiggle room to work with in case you needed to go a little bit over your recommended size or your desired size. That is perfectly okay, but you just want to have something to work with. Okay, now that is what it looks like before we spray painted it. Now this next part, of course, I had to use my Mod Podge sealer on that for a firmer hold, and then I sprayed mine down with a warm beige stone spray paint. I recommend doing white before the stone spray paint. I did not have white paint at hand at the time of this project, so I decided to just go with it. And boom, from carnival colors to neutral elegance. What do you think? This step is totally optional, okay? But it's great if you want a more minimalist aesthetic. I chose to go with beige, of course, to match my home aesthetics, as you can see, and I love it. Okay, so before we dive into our final project, if you're enjoying these Dollar Tree DIYs for home, don't forget to hit that like button, share with a fellow crafter, and subscribe for more high-end DIYs on the budget, guys. Thank you. Well, for this third DIY or third Dollar Tree DIY, I'm making an elegant napkin ring using the same diamond braid rope from earlier. Well, from all of our projects, apparently. This way, it perfectly complements the table mat we created from our very first DIY project. This is how you elevate your tablescape on a budget. So I started by creating a tight spiral, as you had seen, just like we did for the mat's inner section from our very first DIY project. This rope is actually really easy to work with, and the colors pop beautifully once coiled. You can use any of the shades Dollar Tree carries, but I went with the classic red, obviously. It wouldn't matter as I am going to paint it eventually. Once I had my coiled base, I braided a small section of the rope to create the loop that will hold your napkin. Honestly, it is giving handcrafted boutique energy, but under $1, or well, under $1.50 now, because of course Dollar Tree keeps increasing their prices, guys. That is another story for a different day, because Dollar Tree, what are you doing? Well, let's carry on. Alright, so now that I have our rope braided, I will go ahead and seal that up with my hot glue. I'll put those together. Just make sure that this is actually well glued together. I will go ahead and do the same on the other side of our rope before cutting it to avoid any fraying. If you do not know how to braid, that is fine. You could actually just use the rope as is and just have it, glued around our spiral, and that should work just as fine. And you're not also obliged to actually glue this into a ring. You could choose to leave it, free flowing, so you can actually tie this over your napkin. But for this particular project, we will be gluing these together and then right onto our spiral. Just watch as I complete this. Alright, so once I had this glued, I went ahead and spray painted it black to match our, placement placemat from DIY number 1, because this is supposed to be a matching piece for that particular DIY, which obviously you've seen already from the start of this video during the display of project number 1. That's basically it, guys. So yeah, I went ahead and spray painted it matte black. You could use whatever color of your choosing, and that's it. Look at that. Classy, cohesive, and crafted by yours truly. Whether you're hosting friends or just want to romanticize your everyday meals, this little napkin ring pulls the whole look together. Don't you agree? Alright, so there you have it. 3 gorgeous DIY table decor projects using only Dollar Tree braid ropes. I hope this inspired you to add a splash of creativity to your home without spending a fortune. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more budget-friendly DIYs, and drop a comment letting me know which one of these 3 pieces were your absolute favorite. And hey, tag me if you recreate any. I'd love to see your twist on it. Until next time, stay cozy and creative.